All right.
All right. We live, baby.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, how you doing, family? Okay, let's get right to it. This here is Sippin and Conversations with Baby and Buddha.
Hey.
So, to get right to where we at, I want to ask, sweetheart, how was your day?
It was awesome.
Okay.
And I'm doing a little something different, so y'all got to excuse me and for this minor technical difficulties.
Excuse me. Shoot, what's mine and technical is them goddamn that song you just played. I don't know, man. That ain't get me crunk at all, but I'll let it ride.
It wasn't supposed to get you crunk. It's just supposed to be what it is.
All right. So let's get right to it. No,
blended family.
Let's get right to it. The recap. So let's recap last week's show. Last week's show we talked about the art of manipulation when it deals with relationships and how easily you can be manipulated, be it by a man or by a woman. I hope everybody learned a few things, man. The subtleties of what happens when you get out there. What's going on, Django? What's going on, Clint? And my cousin, Felicia Hamsham. I'm going to show some love out to you because I know who you are. You know what I mean? And I know everybody else too as well. So, be it as it may, manipulation, the art of manipulation, we were talking about how much, how easy it is. Guess who's here? Ooh, who is it?
Hi, Clinton. Hi, everybody.
Hey,
y'all know what I normally do, so I'm in my zone. So thank you for your patience with me.
So it was a news bulletin. Everybody realized I was a player. Not only that, they some people charged me and said, I think it was Clinton. He said, "Hey man, the game is supposed to be sold, not told." But listen, I did all that to add credibility to who I am and to what I'm saying. They ain't gonna believe somebody who they don't believe who wasn't a player. So that's why I did it, fellas. I'm sorry. They ain't gonna remember. Unless they go back and watch the videotape. All right. So while we continue to wait on Baby, I got a little story to tell. This story is not really that, important per se, but it actually goes with the topic for today. So I'm going to go ahead and tell this story, Those who know me understand I was married at one point in time, and before I do all that, I like to give a special shout out to my ex-wife. I wanted to say this because this goes on to the child support topic. She does a hell of a job with our children, and through the show itself, I had to do a lot of self-reflection about who I am. I wasn't always the easiest guy to get along with, and I wasn't always there to help him. Be it if it was from my own personal, what I was going through, or was something that was going on between her and I. But I don't want to lose sight of who she was. She was the perfect mother for our children, and she does deserve that respect. So she kind of felt some type of way about the show that time. I just wanted to clear that up and show a little love and respect. And, we got the co-parent.
Right.
So that kind of goes along lines of what the show is going to be about. But back to the story. Okay, so I was dating a young lady. She had 4 kids. And everything was good because I thought I was in love with this young lady. But her kids were terrible. Holy smack. Her kids were terrible. One dude didn't like me so much. I guess he was into his father, but his father went to jail for some sexual acts. So here come Papa Bear, Big Bad Buddha, and he laying down the law as far as taking care of the bedroom, providing for the family of four, you know, as best as I can because I have my own family. So one day the kid really got mad at me. He got mad at me, so I picked him up and said, "Hey man, what's up, man?" He said, "I can't throw the ball." Well, I was gonna teach him how to throw the ball, but he was so mad at me. The dude spit on me right on my head. I almost forgot he was a child. I almost forgot he was a child, man. So I sat him down. I wiped my head. I walked in to talk to the young lady, girlfriend at the time, and I was like, "Wait a minute, man. You got to do. Can I at least whoop the child? I want to whoop his ass. He just spit on me, and he did it on purpose because he smiled about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do now? Nigga, roll up, pump. You know what I'm saying? So I went to her, you know, and for some odd reason, people always don't think their kids do anything wrong. Oh, that wasn't Johnny. Bullshit, it was Johnny, man. Look at my head. I got spit in it. Back then, I wasn't rocking the fro. I had the little dark C's up. So it was easy to, you know, to see the little spit on there. But,
yuck.
So, she sided with me hesitantly. And she, you know, chastised him. But at the end of the day, that leads us to the topic of the day. The topic of the day is blended families. And for those who don't know what blended families is, that's when you have a woman who is, you know, who has children, or a man who has children, and then you kind of cohabitate or you come together trying to bring both families together. If both of y'all have kids and y'all come together, then that's what they call a blended family. If one person has children and the other person doesn't, it's still a blended family because the two children aren't his or hers. So the topic is blended families and how you deal with it. You know, from the custodial parent and the dude who's man or woman who's coming into the situation. Sweetheart, are you about ready? No.
Yes.
She's working.
Everything keep blanking off on me, so I'm gonna have to wing it.
No, you're not. Just go ahead and get that right. Either way it go. While she's doing all that, though, I'm gonna get right into it.
You gave some shout outs.
Oh, I didn't get no shout outs yet. So I'll get the shout outs. How you doing, Miss Nicole Enos? Let me get some shout outs. I'm gonna take a shout out to 25-8. He does a good job with the shirts that we usually wear. He's got more apparel coming out. I want to show him love as well. We also have Latanya, Danielle. She has the mugs. We're not drinking them today because I wanted to go beer and she wanted to go wine, but she went a different way. We also have a shout out for Jim Jones. Okay, she's actually wearing her t-shirt today. And for those who don't know what Jim Jones is, I'll let her tell the story what Jim Jones is all about. Because that's her.
You can tell
it. Jim Jones.
Jim Jones is my fitness boot camp, fitness, everything, fitness, whatever you want to call it. I have a page, Jim Jones Big, on Instagram as well as on Facebook. I pretty much am here to encourage and motivate you along your journey. I have been there. I'm still in progress. So you may see me do things that is out of my comfort zone and you'll see me do regular things. So if you just check out my page, you'll be able to see different workouts that I have with a couple of my partners that come in and people that that like to work out with me. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get right into it, sweetheart. What we have here? What's your thoughts? We're talking about blended families today.
Yes. So I'm just getting one last thing together here. But how common are blended families today?
I believe blended families are real common, you know what I mean? Because the divorce rate is up so high, you know. What is the divorce rate, like 65% or so? Or something in that category. Today's generation, and you know, they're not putting up with much. And once you you know, find out that that's not what they want to do, they're not sticking around for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they're getting divorces and they're moving on with their lives versus back in the day when they used to stay together through the thick and thin.
Yeah.
You know.
Some statistics that I did pull up with regards to. I think you got the wrong. You got them?
No, it's right there in front of me.
Okay, I didn't know if you had yours. Sorry, everybody. Anyway, one of the things I saw, it was saying about, like he was saying about divorce and everything, 65% of remarriages involve children from a prior marriage on at least one side. And obviously that's kind of what creates a blended family.
Oh, yeah?
That's one way of creating a blended family. One of the other things that we looked at that it talked about too, the statistics show that 1 out of every 4 blended families is cohabitating. And one of the things also I saw that was kind of interesting, it said 60% of marriages that are at least a second marriage for one partner will end up in a legal divorce. And because of that...
Divorce?
Yeah, because of that, some families are blended. They're choosing to cohabitate. So it kind of rolls into that 1 out of every 4 families cohabitating piece. So instead of getting married, they're just choosing to cohabitate and, you know, go along those lines. So there's a lot of different statistics. He didn't agree 100% with the one that it says stepdads are more common than stepmoms.
I mean,
you want to talk about why?
I mean, I just think it's an even balance. I mean, regardless, I think at this point in time, there's a lot of women out there leaving the family versus men these days. You know, the shoe is kind of turning around, and men are staying at home with the kids and have to raise the kids. Yeah, I got you there.
I'm like, I don't know how to turn it off.
All right, go ahead. Talk.
No, what you were saying about 50-50.
Yeah,
think it's 50-50.
I'm not going to say it's 50-50 as of right now, but I'm saying it's getting to that point. You know, one way or the other. Responsibilities are shifting.
Yeah.
You know, in the household. You got a lot of men out there taking care of or stay-at-home dads now versus women out there in the workforce doing their thing. And sometimes...
I'm going to have to look that up and see what the percentage is of stay-at-home dads. Because that's interesting. I know it's happening a lot, but I don't know how prevalent it is as far as dads being more common for dads to be home than for moms.
Well, let's talk about it from a different angle, though. You know, what happens when, you know, you get with the person, you have kids, and then the outside, a non-custodial parent or the custodial parent, let's say you're the one coming into the blended family, and the custodial parent has to deal with the girlfriend or boyfriend. How does that work out? You know, we was watching the Red Top with Jada Pickett and Will Smith's other baby mother, one of you know, and they were talking about the differences and the little tit for tat that they were going through in order to get back at Will, get back at her, and all this other stuff, you know, and they was losing real sight of what the actual kid is more common for amongst the whites. I got you. Okay. I was thinking.
I don't want that on your screen. I want you to look down here.
Okay, no problem.
Look over here.
But either way.
Why do you say that, Bobby? Being more common amongst whites.
Well, I mean,
we just see it. Is it just because we see it more, or they're you know what do you mean by that? You think it's more common among whites? What do you mean?
I'm gonna assume that black women have a play a role in the why it's more common amongst white. I think black women are a lot dominant and they're more protective of their children. And they're like, I'm not going to, they're more protective of the children. So they always push the man out of the picture versus, keeping them in. I'm assuming that's where we at with that. How do you think? What do you think?
I want to know what Babi,
He's gonna get with
what they mean by that. So that's your thought process on what he was saying, right?
Okay.
As far as women pushing men out, I don't think that it's about them pushing men out.
What do you think then? We're just talking about the separation right now.
Well, back to what you were saying about the outside person coming in, and with that, it is very difficult. It can be difficult, especially when there's already differences in the atmosphere.
Interesting.
And just for the record, I have 2 devices going, so if I look this way, it's because I have, if you notice that I shift back and forth, it's because I have another device that's going right now. We're running a test. This is a test. So just don't think that we're not paying you any attention. And I'll probably repeat some things so that the other device will be able to know what the questions were. Okay? Just to give y'all an update on that. And anybody that joined after the fact, the topic is we're talking about blended families.
And,
okay. But again, like I was saying, it can be extremely a difficult period transition when, especially when it's for the woman. I know I'm pretty sure it's difficult for the man, but from a woman's perspective, it is extremely difficult, especially when, again, there's tension in the air already, pre-existing tension.
I mean, you're talking about between the actual parents.
The actual parents.
Okay.
When there's whatever the situation is, and then you're coming in. So to stay neutral, because that's obviously not your area to become involved in, puts you in a difficult place because you have to be the one that's dealing with the emotions inside your home, but then you also get emotional because you don't understand what's actually happening. You only get the one side of the story. But, all in all, as we always say, communication.
Communication is it. Like, from a man's point of view, I've been on both sides of the fences when you're dealing with somebody else's child. So, I have daughters. So, any guy who comes up to step up to my daughters or whatever, and I had somewhat of a conversation with my children's mother. I was like, listen, man, just if you start to deal with somebody, just let me know. I want to have one conversation with them. And the conversation is going to go like this. If my child, has any problems with you, I'm not going to, I'm always going to side with my child until otherwise noted. Mm-hmm. So you just need to be on your P's and Q's, homie, because I'm coming for you. That's how it went.
Wait.
I mean, at the end of the day, I got daughters, so, it's a little more, if he say, oh, he touched me the wrong way, I'm not going to worry about if he touched her or not. I'm going in, and I'm going to ask the questions afterwards. That's just me. Oozing machismo. That's how I'm going to handle that. But.
Okay.
But, I mean, I know I could be a little extreme there, but I just really want to get my point across that, listen,
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Hey, listen.
Y'all know, that was like, what?
Exactly. I'm telling you, I got daughters, man, and
I get it. Especially when you are actively involved in your children's life.
She didn't see it coming. It just kind of went down.
But gee whiz, like, do you really have to be that extreme?
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean,
absolutely.
Put a gun to the man's head. Why don't you?
Why do it? These hands.
I'm just saying, figuratively.
Lethal weapons.
Okay.
These
so
anyway,
weapons. I'm not listening to him. Moving on.
Registered.
So Bobby says, stop. Bobby says, white women tend to be the breadwinner, and this allows for the husband to play the role of a housekeeper.
Well, I can understand that.
They don't normally. The white woman is not the breadwinner.
Just check the knees.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Okay. I hear you. Okay.
No, I'm teasing.
Okay.
For all the white girls out there, I'm just teasing. Please don't take me personal.
Wow. I don't know how to take that. I don't know. I guess because that's. I don't know.
I think why that decision is usually made, just my perspective, is because there's a lot more. They're about business. At the end of the day, it's usually a business deal. Someone may make, for so many years, one person will be the head. Like, they'll take most of the monies that's made, and the other one will put the monies up for savings, and the other one will actually pay the bills, and then now it's time, because they don't want nobody to go to. No, I'm serious. That's how the finances is so totally different in households outside of that are not black.
I don't think so. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Big Bobby, but at the end of the day, I'm not in a white man or white woman's home. I don't know. And I'm only going to assume they go through the same damn problems we do. Period.
Of course, everybody go through the same issues.
So they go through the same issues we do. That means they handle some of the same issues like we do or like they don't do. I mean, we sitting in the same jobs, sitting side by side in the same cubicles. We managing the same type of people. We live in the same neighborhoods these days. I mean, either you high class, low class, or middle class. And if you consider yourself one of the two, guess what? You're going to look side by side. You're going to see a white person, Chinese person, Mexican person on all levels.
I'm talking about regards to the why.
Wives?
The why part for the husband's playing the wife and why they get to that point. Most black families will not say, dude, you stay home.
If a dude stay home in a black family, look here.
That's just not happening.
It ain't happening.
It's just not happening.
You better go find a job.
It's just not happening.
But it's funny though. But us as men, we don't treat our women like that. If they don't got no job, we like, it's okay, baby. It's all right, baby. Just chill out.
9 times out of 10, you're cohabitating and you're not married. Okay.
All right.
From a black, African American, black, whatever you want to call it, perspective. Whereas when the situation is on, I don't play the race game. I don't care. I'm just using examples. All right. Let's just be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Most white families are married. Most are married. They are pruned or whatever you want to call it. They get married. They may get divorced, but they get married and have their families. Whereas
I don't know,
us,
man. There's a lot.
Most of us, yes, there's a lot, many, few, some, half, all of that. But most of us, blacks, we don't get married first.
Oh, you're right. I get it.
So
That's just just to be clear on that.
Okay.
But now, moving along a little bit.
Moving along.
Yeah. Bobby, you laughing at me or you laughing at Buddha?
More likely not.
Probably this clown. Hello, Kim. If you're just coming in, this is gonna be anybody that comes in, tell the people below what the topic is if they do ask.
So
okay, just so y'all know, so I don't have to put it on repeat. Okay, but the topic is blended families.
So let me ask you a question, baby.
Mm-hmm.
What, in your opinion, is the hardest thing to deal with when you are in the blended family? Being that you have probably children from a previous relationship entering in to your family. I mean, your domain, your house, your...
It depends on the age of the children, too. Child or children.
Good.
That's going to make the level of influence different.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the younger the child is, the more easier the transition is for influencing them, manipulating them, or whatever you want to call it. Right? You get a little bit more oomph with it.
Oh.
Whereas the older the child is, until they get to a certain age, we talked a little bit about this before with the co-parenting. There's this middle ground.
Hey, Kalisa.
The before and the latter is, but that middle piece is really difficult. So the most difficult part is, I'm not your mama. I'm not your daddy. That whole, that not even so much the discipline. It's just the acknowledgement that I'm not trying to be your mother, or, the person is not trying to be the father. They are just trying to be who they are to your mama or to your daddy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like for you, you're not trying to be my kid's father.
No.
You'll be a role model in the house, but your job is not to be their father. And my job is not to be the mother. I'm just here to be another role model, another, a good example to the child. So the difficult thing for me has mostly been the respect. Having the respect that is deserving. Because I'm going to get my respect.
Well, let's talk about
it. Just, you know what I'm saying? But not in a negative way. It just...
let's talk about
I'm an adult.
Let's talk about that respect. What type of respect are you looking for? You looking for just the respect of being an adult?
Right.
Or are you talking
who
about
I am, because I'm, not just because I'm the girlfriend or whatever.
Here you go.
I want to be respected for being an adult. And not only that, I'm giving you respect for who you are. I'm, if you want to talk, we can talk. If you want, I'm not trying to be, I'm not even my kid's friend.
Hey, what's going on?
So I know I won't be somebody else's child's friend either. I won't be their friend, but I'll be a confidant.
Listen,
I'm somebody that you can come to.
In my opinion, sweetheart, the hardest thing for me is the discipline part. Because how the society is set up now, ain't nobody can touch your child. Period. So even when it's in the blended family, when it's time to lay down the law, most women be like, just come to me. Just coming to you, that works in a certain aspect. But guess what? If you a man in the house, that really pulls the rug up under you. You can't be the discipline, the provider, the protector, the enforcer, the person you're supposed to be in the house. If you can't do everything you're allowed to do, obviously that's not your child. So you got to get that permission from me, from the mother of the child. But when you don't get that permission and you always got to go through the mother, that kind of pulls the rug up underneath.
But you just contradicted yourself, because you just said if a dude, brother man, can't even come for your kids no kind of way because you got these magic hands.
Hey.
So How in the hell you want to get respected? You want to discipline somebody else's child, but you can't nobody discipline your child. Hold on.
Because I'm a man.
What?
And men do what men do, damn it.
Well,
and I'm gonna tell you,
but they a man too, and they need to discipline the child. They
absolutely,
need to discipline the child.
Absolutely,
but you just threaten their life.
Absolutely. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. That's a conversation between two men. That's it.
Okay, let's go to this comment. Bobby says, you may not be the father or mother, but you are a parent and should be respected as such. I agree. Now that's what I mean as far as being respected. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if I got kids of my own, I know everybody's parenting is totally different. You know what I mean? And that's to be what it is. But at the end of the day, I am a parent. You know, so I've already gone through certain things. As a matter of fact, my oldest child, 26 years old. Yeah, I know, right? And my youngest child is 15 and my son is 21. So some areas I've been through as a single parent. So I've been through some things, and I obviously, well, you not obviously, but maybe no, don't know, whatever. I had a kid at a young age. I had my first child at a young age. So with that being said, I also know some of the emotions that come into play with those, you know, when it comes to parenting. You know, it's a learning game, but I do need to be respected. Like, and I'm not going to talk to the child any kind of way. I'll just come to, you know, I'm pointing at Buddha because that would be the parent, you know, the other parent that if especially, you know, if it's his girls or something like that. We haven't had any situations or nothing. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Okay. But if I needed to address something, I'm going to go to him first. If it was a situation where I don't feel comfortable, I will always come to him because I need him to intervene.
But I'm gonna ask you this, baby girl. I'm gonna ask you this. So, but the roles of a woman in the house and the roles of a man in the house could be different, you know?
In what aspect?
Just being an authority figure, you know what I mean? That's where I'm at. Like, you know,
most people don't spank their kids enough anyway. So
that's the problem.
Clearly, I'm not even go, you know.
Do the time out, Johnny.
I mean, you know, I'm old fashioned, so I'm tell you behind up. Ooh, I did good. Ooh.
She didn't cuss. I was waiting. Next time I'm gonna have a jar. Next time I'm gonna have a jar out here.
I'm gonna tell you butt up, but I'm not gonna put my hands on nobody else's child unless it's one of my friends' kids and they let their child come to my house, but they already know the disclaimer. I spank kids. Let me use the right words. Corporal punishment is acceptable in the state of Florida so long as you don't leave bruises and marks. So you have to master not leaving bruises and marks on said child. Anyway. So let's go back to the people because we got that out the way, right? Okay. Why can't mom be a mediator? What do you mean, Lynette? Well, yes, mom can be a mediator.
I'm just saying, the way these kids are set up now, their manipulation game is good.
They try.
So she can be a mediator all you want, but most parents out there always gonna side with their child. For most of the time. They're gonna
out the gate, they're supposed to.
They're gonna side with their child. So
they should.
You know, being a man in a relationship, you know, it can be very divisive. You know, you tell them no, they can't go outside, and for whatever reason they get to the mom and the mom says go outside. But then I told her that she couldn't go outside. Mm-hmm. I make the decision with my child. See, and then they happen to be there present while this conversation going on. You see,
I don't believe there should be discussions around kids. Like, especially when it comes to that. I'm not good with that. Okay, hold on real quick. So Santavia says, I choose not to date men with underage kids. I had a bad experience. What is underage? What will be your age limit? Tell me that. Lynette says, I never met a man's children, and no man has met my son.
Interesting. Why is that?
Okay.
Is it just because you're overprotective?
Kimberly says, both my sons are good. I never had to whoop them. You're so lucky. I told my kids, butt up.
I was the
baby girl.
They called me the innovator of violence.
Yeah, Santavia, what was that experience? Under 18. Oh, wow, you want them grown. Okay, how long ago was this experience? All right. Hey, Bun Bun. It depends on your child. They're all different. Some boys especially are hurt more by being restricted, held down. They prefer a whooping to get it over with. Absolutely. Know your kids. Right. Mm-hmm. Don't want to deal with the topic of discussion. Okay.
Who's it?
Lynette. Gotcha. I got you.
I understood.
Okay. So, what do you think are some... Let's start with the bad. We always start with the good. We're going to start with the bad and finalize it with some good. What are some cons of a blended family? Hold on real quick. I never dated men with kids, especially daughters. Had a rough time with the stepmom experience. I understand.
What we talking about here?
Bun Bun. She never had... Yeah, I know. We don't have to go in detail about that. I understand. And the daughters. Now you got you one. Woo-wee! So, Kimberly, I would never try to discipline Convy's daughter. I would leave it up to him. Right. And then it gets tricky, too, especially when you have active parents. Like, even though they may not be in the home with the child, if they're active parents, there's active parenting, great co-parenting, I guess you want to call it. You can leave certain things to the absent parent. Absent is obviously is not in the home. You can leave certain things up to them. But again, like they say, you just kind of know the child. Well, when it comes down to the discipline. So
I kind of believe where we need to steer to as a generation is get back to where it was back in the day, where it took a village. They like to say it took a village to raise a child. You know what I mean? All the parents involved need to be on the same page.
Right. All hands on deck.
You know what I'm saying? So if you leave one parent's house and they own punishment, when they come to said house, they need to be on punishment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yes, you was the daughter. Uh-huh. Gave them hell too. And the baby of the bunch. I know. That's what Bun Bun says. So we kind of talked about one of the cons of the blended family, which is that discipline, right? We got that squared away. So what's something else? I said I have everyone needs attention. Everybody's, when you're dealing with two types of families, you got extended families, so we got to include the extended families in this picture as well. When we're talking about blended, right?
Absolutely.
So now that you got this blended family, how do you share the attention? Because surely you don't want the current kids that's already in the home, or your kids. I would want my kids to feel like I'm showing more special attention to his girls, and then of course I don't want his girls to feel like they're being isolated in comparison to my kids.
I mean,
because that happens.
How I would do it is, just have a as the person that's coming to the family, just have a conversation with the child or children. See what their likes and dislikes are, and understand you can find some kind of common ground there. With her daughter, she likes movies. I like movies. She's corny. I'm corny.
Yeah. You are corny. No,
I'm just saying. She likes to eat
everything but cooked vegetables. I mean, raw vegetables.
and I like to eat.
Everything but raw vegetables.
So we find these common grounds here, and we build on that. We build on them. And that's it, man. You know, you try to offer words of advice, wisdom, you know, but before you say something out of pocket, just run it by the other parent first. Or if you do say something, run it by the other parent afterwards.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't seem like it came from two different places, because children can twist and turn things to make it sound totally different.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Definitely. And I mean, when you know the kids that are involved, kid or kids, you know, obviously if you're dating this person. So you've already pretty much established a general relationship, I would like to think, before you blend together, you know, bring in, if there are other kids involved, you gotta have an idea. Let me see. Bonbon says, accept the blended child for who they are. They are just little people with their own personalities. Don't try the one-shop approach to each child. Right. Treat them the way you treat a new boss or colleague, etc. Human relationships are what they are. Age ain't nothing but a number, even for kiddos. Right. Because they don't understand. All they know is that this other person has essentially infiltrated what they know.
Their world.
Right. And you know your mate, you know this man, you know this woman or whatever, you know them, but I don't. And like in the case, Lynette basically said that she don't interact with other men with kids, and she don't, none of that. That there's nothing in the middle.
I got a question for Lynette. Is she still on? Sure. How serious are you trust me, I'm just asking a question, being inquisitive. Are you in any serious relationship, or have you been in a serious relationship? And how does that work when you separate your children from their children and you are in a serious relationship with them? You know what I mean? Somebody's feelings gonna be hurt.
Right.
And one of the person's feeling who's gonna be hurt is in the bed with you at night.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're really thinking about their feelings, then you're going to be concerned. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, and it comes to the same line as disrespect from the other parent. You know, you gotta be able to keep that in check. You know, maybe, you know, you got to be the mediator, or the parents of the two parents that had the child have to be that mediator between the one that's not in their family and the other. You know, sometimes it's not always easy because of what the situations could have been between them, as you stated earlier. So I just want to know, if she's still on, Lynette, how did you manage to pull that off?
Yeah. Okay. So Kimberly says, my ex-husband is engaged and my son is already not in favor of the marriage due to shifted attention, and he hasn't known her long, so it's definitely going to be a challenge for him because my son's staying his feelings about her. So that means you, dad, and the fiance are going to have
a powwow sit down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that went off. All right, cool. Move that out the way. Yeah, you're gonna have a little powwow because obviously, if Dad is getting married, she's gonna be around.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna ask you this. Well, to that same situation, whoever said that, Kimberly. So how does that work? You know what I mean? Like, how do you marry somebody when you know your kids don't like them?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? How does that work? You know,
Mama just said they live off their feelings purely, but as adults, most of us know our feelings are not reality. They feel real, but they're ours exclusively. It doesn't sound like Lynette's relationship was serious. I got you. Is her son very intuitive? Not sure.
I mean,
You're talking about Kimberly's son, Bonbon. Kimberly, is your son intuitive? She has 2 kids in the home as well. Okay, I was right about my stepmom. Yes, you were right. Okay, I'm reading the comments so you guys will see them as well. Basically, what's happening is Bonbon is asking Kimberly, is her son intuitive? Okay, and because the son has he's a little iffy about this new fiance that the ex-husband is engaged to.
it's
interesting. And she has kids in the home. Okay, so like I just said, everyone needs attention. So how do you balance that attention? So that was good. Thank you, Kimberly, for that, and thank you, Bonbon, for interjecting because I know you have a personal situation as well from growing up.
What about you have this on the paper here, feeling like the families are separated? So like both of y'all have come to this new family together, and then they alienate.
Yeah.
The people feel alienated. You know what I mean? Like for a man, I know not me personally. I had a friend. He was in a relationship with a young lady, and I guess she had a daughter. He came in, tried to be a father figure, tried to be the man of the house and take care of his woman, but she always put the daughter first. You know, she had a daughter. She always put the child
before her relationship.
Before her relationship, and they're cohabitating, and he's paying bills and he's taking care of all the needs of the house. He's kind of being a husband, but he doesn't have the title of a husband. You know what I'm saying? So how do you manage to accept that as a man or woman who's in that situation when it comes to a relationship? You know, you want your level of respect not only from the child, but you want your level of respect from the other parent, the adult in the house as well. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Your needs got to be met.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel you. No, I understand, and we'll see what the audience says about that. So Kimberly, she said, I have been trying to facilitate that and talk to him about being a little bit more reasonable. And then she said he has mentioned her being married 2 times before as well. Oh, wow. Bonbon, she said, my stepmom was very nice in front of people, but not when she was alone with me.
Oh, she was an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, like the evil, like Cinderella type. Or like the evil stepmama who, hey, look at my daughters.
Put on that front, And then Bobby, he said, that's a tough situation when both parents can't be on the same page when it comes to stepchildren.
Absolutely.
However, the man shouldn't be pushy. Don't try to force things.
Right. I get that. But I'm on to this other topic. We talking about when one said parent who has a child puts the child before the other guy the boyfriend that's walking into this blended family who's taking care of the responsibilities of the house, taking care of the woman, taking care of the child, or woman, let's back this up, or woman who comes into this situation and she's doing her part to make sure the house run in a certain manner. You know, how did that work out when the child, how do you feel as adults if somebody put their child before you all the time and you're there in the struggle with them every day? That's where I'm at.
Well, just my opinion about how do you manage the separation. I've never been in that situation personally, but I would imagine that they really don't. There's some deeply rooted issues. Something has happened.
Nah.
Yes.
No, because hold on. It's not a reason.
I just said that's my opinion.
Okay, but I'm talk about that. Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Jesus.
Can we talk about that?
Hold on, before you make my opinion not matter.
Your opinion
opinion matters.
Your opinion matters.
Bobby says how be the husband. No, Bonbon, she said be the husband. If you ain't married, you're single. One can't parent as a boyfriend. You're a villager, not the kid's dad. Right, gotcha. So basically, that's what I was saying about being.
Then why live with him?
Because that's why I said earlier. I'm just a role model in the home, trying to just kind of help ease things. Go through things.
You might well with that line of thinking. You might well don't even live with that person. That way you ain't got to worry.
If you
ain't got to worry about it. Right. You could just still love that person from a distance.
This in reference. This is reverence in marriage. We don't honor it enough. Baby is right. Yeah. So I don't want to put it where, you can be in the home.
I wouldn't.
But the thing is, why are you going in? You shouldn't want to go in.
It ain't that you go, okay.
Under the assumption that you about to just run the damn thing.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Well,
so what we're talking about, you ain't going in thinking you running things. You going in doing what you're supposed to do. Now, after you've been there a while, the history says this is what happens. The history says this person always gonna make sure their child is first over what's going on in the house. So you're not going in running the show.
Most likely, and I'm going to say this again.
Go ahead.
If a woman is adamant about their child being put first, there is something that has taken place. Most likely. There is something that has taken place that they are not discussing with you. They may not yet be ready to discuss it with you. Or they are only operating at their level of experience.
I disagree. And that's fine. We can disagree. I think that, just my opinion, since you told me yours, my opinion is the way women are today, they're mama bears. Okay?
That's a combination of that. Yeah.
They're mama bears. And from the jump, nothing really has to happen. It's just that when they have a child, the child comes before everything. Period.
Something caused that.
Not necessarily. It's not
something caused that.
What, birth?
May not necessarily be
birth?
A situation with that child per se, but with them, something happened. Whether they were neglected and they've moved, they've shifted, or they were lacking something. So when they got their first child, and when they told themselves that when they get a kid, this, and ain't nobody gonna do this. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of times stuff stems from a darker, deeply rooted place. Okay. It's not just exclusively you.
So
they said, as a man, just be secure in your own manhood, and I wouldn't try to force the mother to put you over their children. Right, because if they really want to be in a relationship with you, y'all gonna figure it out. And if you can't figure it out and it's always this tension about this child, that's just not where you need to be.
I get that. I get exactly what you're saying, but you could be secure in your own manhood. That ain't the manhood part. Ain't the security issue. It's listen, man. I work hard.
Again, if y'all can't get along, if you're always being second to that child, to child or children, you're always going to be second to child or children. So now the question is, do you want to stay there in that situation where you know you're going to be second to this child or children? So now you got to make that big man decision. Put your big boy drawers up. Draws. Pull them up and go on and get your life with somebody that's more along the lines of what your needs are to be met. All right, so is marriage not what you're supposed to do? Why not? Why play house? This is a trust issue there. There is a trust issue there. Maybe, probably something that they experience personally and protect their kids. Right, that's what I'm saying. It would be a sticky situation being that you're taking care of home and not being acknowledged or given the level of respect. Given a level of respect. If it's that big of a deal, then maybe you shouldn't cohabitate because that's going to be a problem. Right.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. A husband is the head, not a boyfriend. Exactly.
Well, hold on. Let's
we can play husband and wife, but the reality is.
Hold on. See.
That's not what it is.
See, here's the lie. So if we're gonna get technical, since we're gonna get technical, I'm assuming they're trying to go biblical with that. But
why would you assume that? They didn't say anything about.
Well, let's talk about marriage. You know what I mean? If you're gonna play marriage, if you're gonna play house, if that's what you're doing, if you're going to cohabitate and you're playing house, then you're playing like y'all married, correct? Then the roles need to be defined the same way, in my opinion. Point blank. So it don't matter if you're married or your boyfriend and girlfriend. If you're living in the house and you're playing these roles out the way they're supposed to be played anyway, then the respect need to be due the same way. That's just my opinion.
Right.
I could be wrong, but right. I mean, I'm getting it, but I'm giving people the other side of the pillow. You see?
I get it.
That's all.
he get in when it's time to get in, right? Y'all know. He's very passionate about certain things. So we know how to. But let's go to some real good ones, some good stuff. No, I'm just playing. Let's before because we put a lot of emphasis on the bad, right?
I mean, but that's a lot.
But there is a lot, so if you can get all of that out of the way, essentially. Mm-hmm. Some of the good things, right? That's crazy. Kids play house too, right? Mm-hmm. They do.
And I got a lot of draws.
So some of the advantages, I should say, of the blended family it would be what, like an economical advantage, the money.
Well, that's if they made that type of money.
Or it doesn't even matter if you make a lot of money or a little bit of money. You can combine the money, especially like if it's a single parent. The woman was single. Let's say she was just on, low income or something like that. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So the girlfriend you live with is considered the wife? No. No, she's not. Not at all. She's the girlfriend.
What I'm saying to Nikki Enos is this. You're playing these roles in the positions in the household, whatever household it is what it is. If he's looked at as the provider, the protector of any situation, then you would consider him the head, correct? I'm asking of the relationship. You consider that because that's what he does.
I don't really say the head. I'll say he's the man in the house.
Well, what's the man in the house then?
The man in the house.
What is the role?
Him downstairs.
And I say, what is the man in the house? I mean, what roles does the man of the house play?
The man in the house, the provider.
You know.
So I'm gonna ask you this.
I mean, that's a later topic. What is the role of the man and the woman in the house? That ain't this.
So
that ain't this.
I mean, I'm just saying, let's keep it 100. I mean, that's what this is just my opinion. This is when you get to that situation, then you got to deal with it as such.
Right. But back to the pros of this situation, playing, considering, assuming, right. Some of the advantages is from an economical perspective. You know, again, like I said, if the mother is single, and you know, you can combine incomes so that you all can pretty much be in a better position together. And if the goal, some people have a goal of marriage, some people just have a goal of having a life partner without any legalities involved. Not where it's just so much as an easy means to walk away, but it makes it a little bit easier. All right, so no commitment means a walk-away ticket. Yes, that's pretty much what I said. Okay, so basically Nikki says, so basically there's no difference between a girlfriend and a wife when it comes to living with one another. Oh no, when you're living together, there's definitely a difference. Because ultimately there's no commitment. There's no legal commitment. It's only a commitment that you make with each other. So if you're living together, you're cohabitating, you've already come to the conclusion and the terms that you're going to operate as two mature adults in the home and do what needs to be done, what's necessary for the most part. Yeah. Okay, so what we got planned, considering, assuming. Right. What do you mean, Bonbon, about that? Playing, considering, and assuming. Tell me what you mean about that. All right. Back to what we were saying about some of the advantages of it.
Happier parents, happier kids.
Yeah. They can be happier because it exposes them to a different, for me, I like a lot of cultural things. If they really want to eat different, I'm a lot more liberal, I guess. I mean, I got restrictions now, don't get me wrong, but
absolutely.
Some people, most of my kids' friends and stuff, they say like I'm cool because I'm up to date on a lot of stuff. I can relate to a lot of things. I don't know. All the kids love me, but it's like, I feel like I'm a hardball. But I guess I'm a cupcake at some point. I don't know. Let's see what you said. Okay, according to Carl, there is no difference in responsibilities as the head or the man that lives in the home.
I said it. I mean,
what do you mean by that?
Well, responsibilities are responsibilities.
Right. In the home, there's shared responsibilities in the home, whether it's my home or whomever home. If two adults are cohabitating, married or not married, there's always going to be a sense of responsibility. If Absolutely. You're married, obviously there's more of an obligation. But then again, even if you are married, you're not obligated to do anything. You choose to do, even in a marriage. And, that's just my opinion, because when you chose to get married to each other, so essentially you choosing to share responsibilities with, whether it's with your kids together, kids that come in, life. So I don't know about that. But I would like to say that, if you come from, like, another advantage would be, in my opinion, if you come from a small family and this person has have a bigger family, you get to be around people, build
relationships.
Yeah,
build other relationships. Yeah, I get it.
Because my family is very family oriented, to say the least. there's always a party or gathering of some sort, and we're always getting together. Like and thankfully for me, my family is very accepting of, like Carl, and all my friends and everything. Like they want to know how everybody doing, and so.
Yeah, it's easy for me because I play cards.
Yeah, like it's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to that. So I think there's a lot really more advantages than there are disadvantages. It's more going to be how the outside parents choose to co-parent with the absent parent. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go to
as far as the communication is concerned, because there's no need for drama.
Right.
There's no need for disputes or disagreements and anything along those lines, especially when you become as mature adults. We all want the best interest for our children at the end of the day.
And in a blended family,
yeah,
you need to have the person who's coming into this family need to have the same goals.
Right.
But that's stuff you need to talk about.
Right. And the door's always open. It should be always open for those types of communications with each other. It should always be that way. That's how you make sure that everybody's on the same page. Okay? So then why is your marriage if it's just the same? Could you repeat your question so I can understand what you mean by that, please? Nicole, Bobby says, depending on how long you're together and what state you live in, some states consider you legally bond after so many years. Right. Two people living together forms a common law marriage. Right. I think in some states it's like 10 years, some 7. Yeah. I know a lot of common law marriages. Several of them, actually. Okay.
Anyway, that's all good.
Chill out. All right. So, what you got?
Y'all
got any more comments before we go ahead and bring this to a close? Go ahead and wrap it up. We said we were going to do much better with this timing.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank everybody here for their support. I appreciate everything we got going on. I appreciate everybody who watches the show, comments, interact with us, because without you guys, there's no show.
Right.
Exactly.
So don't forget to like and share the page.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions, comments, any recommendations, feel free to send a message on that little send message button that's on the page somewhere on that side over there. And either one of us will respond as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. As far as the cocktails and conversations go, if you'd like to be on the panel, always hit us up, man. We're looking for new people, new ideas, and it's almost over. New people, new ideas, new understandings.
He did good, Bobby. He did real good. I'm so proud of him. Although he filled it up again, y'all just didn't see it on the screen. He low key filled it back up.
They seen it.
Okay, so you told him about the cocktails and conversations.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to get an understanding with cocktails and conversation, just go back in the videos. We did do a cocktails and conversation this Saturday. For those who missed it, it was chaotic. It was out of control, but it was a whole lot of fun. Yeah. And not only that, we recapped it.
Right.
So for those who didn't understand or missed the question, or a question didn't get answered, we answered it.
Right. We did try to make sure we went back, clean it up a little bit. But if you do want to be a part of it, one of the panelists, also send the inbox and we'll get you more details. I'll keep you posted as far as when we have planned to do the next one.
And also, I'm gonna add to that. If that's what you plan on.
I can't guzzle this wine, girl.
If you plan on being a panelist, throw in a topic, because we want to make sure when you come in, we all prepare for whatever it is we're gonna talk about. So if it's something you feel strongly about, we'll put that to the table and take it to a vote. Simple.
I got a sip.
Mm-hmm.
She say, I noticed that babysitting that wine.
She is.
I'm outraged by the alcohol abuse. Look, I have to sip, because if I took this and throwed it back, then y'all would be over there talking about she sure knocking them down.
Absolutely.
You want to come in? Okay, hold on real quick.
All right.
Oh, can I get you in from his phone? Uh-oh.
That's done anyway. Yeah, you can.
Hold on, I'm going to get you in from his phone.
I'm going to try.
The end. Let's see.
Yeah. No. They ain't my friend.
You might not be able to come in, Bonbon.
Nope. Not from his phone.
Okay, not from his phone, but see if you can hit add. Not me, friend. Oh, as a panelist, I can't type fast enough. Video. Okay, I got you.
No doubt.
Okay, I'll put you down. I was gonna say I was gonna try to get you in. No, you can come in now, because you probably got your glass of wine trying to outshine on me. Let me see what you got.
She said, not now. You already heard
Talk
that.
about not Jesus.
I was finna bring you right on in.
You ain't got no music for the end, baby?
What you got?
I don't even know. You got the phone. Give me something, please. Well, while she talking, man, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I'm considering next week's topic. I'm going to let you guys know right now what it's going to be. Friends. When is it time to let a friendship go? And how long should it last? How many of us have them? Like the song says. It's a tough situation. You grow older, do the same friendships last throughout the years that you grow up. I mean, do they prosper? Do they stay the same? That's where I'm at. So, you about ready?
Look at them boys getting off, yeah. Look at them girls getting off, yeah. None of my niggas are stars, yeah. None of my bitches are stars. I'm a big old boss. I was thinking about it, I was dreaming about it. Had to wake up and find a way.
Alright.
Get a job, not get a bag. It's 100 ways
I'm
to
feeling
get
it.
paid.
You know that's my jam, so I had to throw it off. He said I didn't make him bounce the first time, so I'm going to make him bounce a little bit this time.
Okay.
Alright? So, thank y'all. Everybody that was on, thank you.
I appreciate it.
I want to thank everybody, okay? Because all y'all comments are very important and it's insightful. Bun, you is crazy. Oh shit, panel me in on that. Got you. So we'll definitely put you down. Anybody else that want to come in, make sure you put it back on. Anybody else come back in, send the inbox on the message, and we'll get back with y'all, okay?
All right.
All right.
Peace, love.